Hey, Pisces, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your June 2025 bonus reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, we are going to look at sacred shifts and divine gifts. What is coming in for you this month? Bottom of the deck, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, Pisces, you are the last astrological sign for these bonus readings here, and almost every single sign has received either the Chariot or the Wheel of Fortune in this very same position. And what that tells me is there is a collective shift happening where we are raising our vibration. And that means that situations or relationships that we've outgrown, they're taking a turn because we are meant to evolve. We're meant to enter into the next phase of consciousness. So this is divinely directed here. And I see this Wheel of Fortune is changing everything for you. There could be very good omens, very good synchronicities that are aligning for you to fully embrace the next step of your world. So let's get some messages from your spiritual helpers. You have Green Tara. Green Tara brings in supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. Oftentimes that Wheel of Fortune can be cutting the ties of karma. And that's what you are being guided to release at this time. But you're protected as you release some of these cords. And it can be difficult to do so, especially if those cords we've held on to for years, sometimes decades, sometimes a lifetime. But again, this collective expansiousness is calling us to become more centered with our divine purpose. Trust the process here because there's some really beautiful changes coming in here for you. You are protected and divinely redirecting here. You have Gaia. This is Mother Earth's connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. Now, I also feel like this correlates with the world energy, which can be the end of a major journey. Some of you may be graduating, perhaps graduating from a university. Perhaps you are retiring, you may be getting married. Some of you are traveling the world. There's a sense of liberation here. There's a sense of freedom. And I do feel like you are connecting more to your passions. You're connecting more to maybe people around you, people around the world. You may even be working globally or traveling globally is what I'm getting here. But I also see that you're getting out into the world more, maybe connecting with the nature spirits, connecting with the trees and the earth and the lands. You may be wanting to garden or build a home in a space that feels more peaceful. It may feel more relaxing. You are getting back in touch with your roots. Next, you have Diana. She brings in focused intention. Your name could be Diana or even Tara or Tara. Think about what you desire. Pisces, set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Expect the best possible outcome because there is a level here of focus, intention, and I feel like you are not only hitting the target, but I feel like you are hitting the bullseye. It feels like whatever it is you've been focusing on is coming into view. You're starting to see more physical evidence of this manifestation take place. So let's dive in here. What does your higher self want you to know at this time to embrace your confidence? You have the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands, she is magnetic. She is beautiful inside and out. Female or male, it is the feminine version here that is being highlighted. And this is about receiving. not chasing, right? There's a receptive energy around the divine feminine. And I feel like you're also asked to take some calculated risks, be spontaneous, think outside the box here. I feel like you are also tapping into your personal superpower, and you may be guided to share it with the world. I feel like you have been working on connecting to your inner voice. You've been connecting to your feelings here, your intuition, and you may be ready to move forward towards your creative abilities. You may be wanting to express yourself in new ways here. And I feel like you are being guided to get organized in a way, like organized of the mind is what I see. So perhaps you felt a bit scattered. Some of you have felt at times like you may have been doubting your beautiful gifts and abilities, but I see here that you are growing into confidence. You are magnetized. So really pay attention to where you focus your energies and your thoughts. Now, the Queen of Wands can be an entrepreneur. She could be a traveler. She has a little bit of that gypsy soul. And Pisces, I feel like you may be contemplating traveling, or at least stepping outside of a situation that you have outgrown, as I mentioned with that Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like you're ready to step into this bold, confident, courageous version of yourself and grab the world by the horns is what I'm getting here. So this is you feeling quite good, and you actually see that the Queen of Wands is holding up that mask, and not that you are masking parts of yourself. And if you have been, I feel like you're taking off the mask in order for you to truly be confident and shine in your own confidence here, your own authenticity. But I also see for others of you, the hawk mask here is saying you are setting your intention. You are focusing here is what Diana had brought to you. So let's take a look at your blind spot here. Where could things feel a little bit blocked? You may feel like you don't have enough knowledge to move forward here, but I feel like you do. You may feel like you don't have enough experience or you're not ready, but I feel like you are. When the Eight of Pentacles shows up here, I feel like you are being guided to dedicate yourself to what you love. This is labors of love. And oftentimes that learning happens when we go through these situations. So it's okay to learn as you go. So even if you don't have all of the pieces put together just yet, all you need to do, Pisces, is take that first step. As Lao Tzu says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And something is shifting here in your world. And chances are your inner knowing already knows what that is for you. You already know that you want to put your time and your energy into your family, or into your craft, or into, the things that fill your cup. Because this is labors of love. So this could be putting work into your garden. It could be putting work into building a home, building a business, maybe putting work into bringing a relationship back to life. It could even be putting work into dating again. If you've taken some time out, I feel like you are also connecting to your own self-care, your own needs at this time. Why? Because you love you, Pisces, and you are a labor of love. So that can show up as a block sometimes. Like, I don't know what to do here. Do I even have what it takes to move in this direction? And I feel like the answer is 100%, absolutely, because this is your path and you are being divinely guided. All right, let's take a look here. We have the Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords here is showing up as a little bit of that competitive nature. Perhaps you've dealt with people who have taken advantage of you, people who have had a very manipulative or egoic mindset. This could even be parts of your own ego, either inflated or wounded, that you may have been working on healing, working on addressing some of those wounds. And that may be why I see you've taken a little bit of a step back to address some of these situations from a new, a new angle. But I do see that there has been arrogance here. There's been arrogance from maybe someone around you, and it has taken a lot from you. I feel like it has also caused you to shy back into your shell in a way. And again, you've come out of this, or you're about to come out of this space where you're walking away from drama. You're letting go of superficiality. You're letting go of the ego. Some of you may even have gone through what is called an ego death. Now, don't get me wrong, the ego is part of the human experience. I don't think the ego is neither good nor bad. It's here for us to address issues. And I see that you may have been humbled, or you may have been the catalyst to someone else's healing journey. And I feel like the ego is also here to try to protect us. It can be validation, or it can be, needing to feel superior in some way. And I feel like some of you were connecting to another individual that they needed a bit of an ego boost, but that was part of their wounds. It was part of, why that was showing up in the outer world, because underneath it masked something else. And I just have this feeling here that, you lost yourself in the midst of this Five of Swords, but you are moving away from that energy now, and you're addressing your own healing journey, your own healing path, because that's what's shifting here. And I feel like there is a brand new beginning opening up for you. You have the Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning. This is inspiration, creative alignment is what I would say here, through fire, through passion, through desire. But I also see that this is a new sense of purpose. And a lot of you had struggled to tap into this fiery energy within, but something is being reawakened within you. And you're like the phoenix rising from the ashes here, Pisces. So you're feeling more inspired than perhaps you were in the past, because I see that you've gone through some loss. I see that there's been disappointment here. But what the gift is bringing in for you is a turning point when it comes to the loss or the disappointments that you've gone through. So when the Five of Cups shows up here as your gift, past pain recedes. Hope emerges. Right? You are refocusing your intention. You are focusing on your desires here. That's what the Ace of Wands is shifting for you. That's part of this Wheel of Fortune. And you have here the gift of passion. You have the gift of fire. Wands are spiritual in nature. You have the gift of willpower as well. And I see that you could infuse this newfound energy into your career, into your projects. And I feel like this is happening here for you sooner rather than later. So allow the connections to show up for you, because some of you feel like you've been lonely, or you haven't had resources, or you haven't had a good support team. I feel like this is you finding your tribe, and your tribe finding you. It is about you joining perhaps new hobbies. This could be a new community. It feels like there's definitely the start of something big on the horizon for you. It's shifting, and you are no longer stuck in the confinements of disappointment. And so the Five of Cups as your gift here is saying you're feeling inspired instead of lack of inspirational, right? You're feeling like you're able to make progress instead of feeling emotionally stagnant. And I feel like your heart here, it feels like there's a heart activation. And that's actually the message that my guides have been giving me for the month of June, is there's the heart wave showing up, where those that have struggled with disappointment, loneliness, grief, bitterness, held on to old resentments or anger with that Five of Swords. If there's been some unfair situations that have taken place that has caused a disruption in maybe a family dynamic, or caused the heart to be closed off, I feel like this wave of heart energy is coming through for all of us to bring in this change that offers us a new opportunity to see things from a different point of view. It's going to allow us to level up here. Forgiveness is going to be huge. We may see more reuniting. We may see people who have struggled for quite some time in this Five of Cups start to ask for help, start to reach out, start to shift what they do so they can feel better. So I definitely see that heart activation occurring all around the globe, which we have here with that Gaia connection. But it looks like it is a gift for you because you know what it's like to have gone through perhaps depression or anxiety, panic, the loss of a loved one, a heartbreak. I feel like you've been disappointed before, and the integration is the wisdom that it taught you. You may have, again, withdrawn from society or withdrawn from other individuals in order for you to address some of your own wounds, in order for you to take some time out here in solitude. You've been taking a little bit of time out here, but I feel like you are appreciating the peace and the quiet that this energy is ushering in. And a lot of you are spending time at a spiritual retreat. This could be a yoga retreat. It could be visiting one of the spiritual places around the world. It could be a place of sanctuary. And for others of you, you may have a dream, like a wellness retreat. You may want to bring people together. All right. I also am getting here campground. So you may either be camping, maybe you are camping out in solitude versus a campground, or you are connecting with family, connecting with people through camping. You may even have a home on wheels. That could be part of that world energy where I see that you could be visiting. I'm getting national parks here as well. So some of you could be traveling or wanting to visit like national parks or monumental places or locations. I also feel like someone here that you are either connecting with, that you could connect with, or this could be a part of you, Pisces, but I feel like it's someone else, which is interesting because the solitude energy, the hermit, is more of a singular, but it feels like there is another energy that you will connect to here within the next few weeks, possibly by July, mid to end of July. That could be a history buff. This could be somebody that really loves history or talks about maybe the places that they've been or talks about history in some way. Maybe they are a history teacher or they were, but when this hermit shows up, it's also a 9. We are in the year of the 9, which is about completions. And I have a feeling you are accomplishing something quite profound in your life. So the Wheel of Fortune is shifting your emotional views on perhaps love or career or even your own health. And if you felt like you were held back in any of those areas or multiple, I feel like that's the turning point. That's the change that the Wheel of Fortune is ushering in, because right behind the wheel, we have here the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is manifesting power, right? It is about, you've been planning, you've been anticipating your next moves. And I see that you're finally going to be able to evolve and catch that next wave. It's like standing at the shore. Oftentimes the Three of Wands, you'll see someone standing at the shore because you're ready. You've been ready here and you've just been waiting for that right opportunity to show up, and here it is. And you've come so far on your journey. You see that there's a small child and there is the sage of the elder. And I feel for some of you, this is about life and rebirth. You may even be birthing a new family into existence. For some of you, it can be fertility, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is how far you've come from that little girl that you were, or that little boy, and how grown you are now, how much you have evolved, everything that you've gone through. But I see that you are that much wiser this time around, and it feels like you realize the importance of what love truly means or what family truly means. You're not here just to be a bystander in your own life. You're here to actively participate. And for those of you that have felt a little bit closed off, your heart is opening. And I do see that there's support, there's love, there's connection, there's community here opening up for you. So you're coming out of solitude. A lot of you are coming out of solitude and you are opening up to this new wave of energy showing up. And for some of you as well, you could be withdrawing, right? Withdrawing from this Five of Swords. So whatever this is for you, it's not my favorite energy. It can be mental conflict through manipulation and people taking advantage. And it can be a very flashy, like ostentatious energy that is built in, arrogance. So it can certainly be the inflated ego or materialistic ego. And it's a reminder when we are embracing or around that energy to find spiritual and material balance, to come back into balance, because to me that is part of the ego death, is when we're able to recognize when the ego is sitting in the driver's seat and come back to that soul essence of which we can create from and which we can manifest from. So that is what I have for you. You are reconnecting to soul self here, and you have some beautiful blessings lining up. Thank you so much, Pisces, for tuning in. Lots of love.